My husband has 2 kids from his previous marriage. Both boys, 12 and 14. They are sweet kids, but they're teenage boys, they're wild, they tend to get into fights, they're messy, and listening is not their best life skill at this stage of brain development. I do not have biological kids of my own. I met these kids when we started dating about 4 years ago, and we've all lived together for about 2.5 years. Long story, but we moved last summer about 60 miles from our old home. The move was because the boys' bio mom got remarried to a guy who lived in a different part of the state. To avoid the kids bearing the brunt of the commute, we agreed to move. My husband still commutes to work, and I work from home full-time now. We have 50-50 custody of his kids. During the school year, we never have the kids on Monday or Tuesday nights. My husband enjoys playing in low-stakes, bar poker games, so he generally does that on Mondays and Tuesdays. It's a very long drive to the venue where he plays, so he stays with friends near our old house on those nights and doesn't come home. Not my favorite arrangement, but I go out of my way to ensure he feels like he has autonomy to enjoy his hobbies, something he definitely didn't have in marriage number 1. The issue has come up with regards to our summer custody schedule, which switches to 1 week on, 1 week off from the normal school year schedule. It recently came out in conversation that he expected to still play in his poker game on Tuesday nights during the summer and that he was fully planning on staying with friends and not coming home those nights. It has always been our understanding and agreement that he would be home any night we have the boys here. When I brought this up, he told me he didn't think it was a big deal to not be home 1 night a week and to expect me to handle everything on those nights. I am super uncomfortable being here with them alone. They make me anxious, I hate when they fight, and I don't think it's my place as a step-parent to discipline them. If they were kids who just read books and sat in silence all night, I might feel differently, but there's an always greater than 0% chance that someone is literally throwing punches, and I have no interest in being solely in charge of that situation. I already am the default parent for laundry, school pickup, scheduling, meals, and the primary caretaker anytime during school breaks, since I work from home. I have clearly communicated to my husband how I feel about being here alone with them, so he is aware. Beyond how it impacts me, I don't think it's a great example for the kids, either. It's not like my husband is on work trips, it's like hey dad would rather play poker than be here with you. I just feel like part of being a parent is you have to plan your life around kid stuff. My husband already has it easier than most because of the joint custody and the fact that I am happy to sacrifice some of the few days we would have alone for the 2 of us so that he can pursue this hobby. So serve it to me straight, am I the a-hole here? My husband is making me feel like I am, but I just feel like this is me making a reasonable ask and trying to set a very legitimate boundary. Comment 1. NTA. How wonderful for your husband. He gets to continue with his interests and hobbies all year round. Because why not? He has you to take over his responsibilities and babysit his rambunctious preteen boys. But seriously? He needs to take a break from his hobbies during the summer when his boys are there every other week. It's not fair to leave that all up to you. And I hope that you have your own interests and hobbies so that you aren't always at home, which gives your husband the impression that you will always be available at his convenience. Comment 2. She moved for his kids' convenience, now he's asking more of her and disregarding Op's comfort and ability to deal with a pair of boys who also ignore her and physically fight. NTA, your husband is a selfish R. His hobby is not more important than you or the kids, and he needs to realize he has to step up because you're not his babysitter. Comment 3. NTA, and this is the bare minimum he should do. You are doing way more than most, to be honest. You uprooted your life to make his easier, and he still expects you to be the primary parent during his time. He is taking advantage of you and your kindness. He wanted time with them, they are his kids. If they are there, he should be as well. They are not your kids, and it doesn't sound like he is grasping that. Story 2, I'm 24F from Pakistan, here cousin marriages are common and my aunt keeps pressuring me to marry her son, 25M, since I was a teen. This started in my teen years. My aunt would start making jokes such as "you'd make a good daughter-in-law," or "you and her son's name would make a good couple," etc. I used to brush it off back then, ignore it and such, hoping it would stop, but they never did. Instead, it started being more common. She started doing it every time we met, and I've shut her down politely every time, saying I'm not interested and it won't ever happen. My mom knew how much it bothered me. She didn't want to disrespect her elders, so she kept quiet and only spoke about it in private when my aunt messaged her. My mom told me to keep quiet and ignore because she won't let it happen. This was very uncomfortable. This whole thing gave my cousin some wrong ideas because he started messaging me in private saying things like, "We're getting married in the future, so why aren't you talking to me now?" I just ghost him and ignore his messages. Just a few years ago, I lost my temper at a family gathering after my aunt said, "You're all grown up now, when are you going to marry him? Our decision is final." The strong feeling of ick and cringe just made me lash out. I yelled at my aunt, calling her stupid for not listening to me and not understanding what no means. I used mild swear words as well, and it was a whole heated argument. To end the argument, my brother had to physically carry me out of the house, where I had a breakdown and we all just left her house. My mom was hurt by this a lot, and I could feel the pain in her voice whenever we spoke about this. She said she just wishes I handled it differently. After this came a series of unwanted toxicity and drama. My aunt yelled at my mom, making her look like a terrible person for letting that happen, and cut off all ties. She influenced mom's oldest sister and brother to do the same. My cousin got married to someone else, and we found out about it through someone else. He got married and divorced just later that year, and somehow my aunt managed to partially blame me and mom for that divorce, even though we played no part in it. My mom deals with her siblings often, and sometimes they drag her into dramas. I've seen her cry in her room alone because of this, and it makes me feel bad. I feel like I should have done better or done things differently for the sake of my mom. All this toxicity and drama would have been avoided if I did things different. Comment 1. NTA: did your mom really, truly have a healthy relationship with her siblings before this? It doesn't sound like it. It sounds like her big sister was used to being able to mistreat her and your mom would just take it. Your mom is still stuck in the mentality, which is unfortunate. The best thing you can do is live a great life. That will give your mom something happy to focus on, and a role model, for how to live differently. Be kind to yourself or to build a peaceful, happy life. Comment 2. NTA: as soon as she said our decision is final, I would have seen red. I may just be an uppity Western woman, but no way someone else gets to make that decision for you, especially not when it comes to forcing you into an incestuous relationship with your first cousin. Your aunt is a bully, and good for you for standing up to her. Your mom is wrong, she could have stuck up for you if she wanted it handled differently. Comment 3. From Pakistan: I don't blame you in the least. She pushed and you broke, especially with your cousin buying into your aunt's delusions. Your mother is better off without toxic relationships and people in her life, but you have to realize she may not see it that way given the importance of family in our culture. I'd encourage you to persuade her for therapy to gain another outlook if she is open to it. And to build a community outside of family. Story 3. For backstory, I, 33F, am pregnant with my first child. My husband, 34M, and I live in a major city where most people don't have cars/drive. We walk basically everywhere, or take the subway. My mom, whom I love, 60F, is morbidly obese. She's always been bigger, but in the past 10 years has gotten close to 400 pounds. She can't walk 2 city blocks without sitting, can't do any stairs, and can't really fly unless she buys 2 seats. She complains of pain whenever she has to carry things. My sisters and I, encouraged her to go to a doctor. The doctors and specialists all said her hormones are fine, it's overeating and she needs to lose weight for health reasons. My mom sneaks snacks and doesn't eat healthy. My husband and I live in a walk-up. I'm due in June, and my mom asked if she can come up and help with the baby the first few weeks. I said of course, all help is always appreciated. Then she said that she would like my husband and I to have her as childcare for a few months instead of doing daycare, which we already have enrolled in. We told her we already have a daycare but appreciate the offer, she can come visit anytime. My mother-in-law is coming for a few weeks after my mom, and we told my mom she can come right after that again if she wants and we can book her flight for her. She kept insisting, saying she would be better than a random childcare person. We told her babies are a ton of work and she can come visit, but we don't expect her to watch the baby full time. She told us we were making a major mistake not taking her up on daycare. She kept pushing it and said we'd regret not taking her up on her offer, and I finally told her I don't want her watching the baby because of her weight. If there is an emergency, she can't take the baby on a walk or even get the stroller out of the house. Our nursery is on the top floor, so I don't think she could even get our baby up and down the stairs. She started crying and said I hate her because she's fat. I told her that's not true, but I have to think about in an emergency how she could help the baby, and that's my first concern. I love my mom, but I don't think she physically could handle taking our baby out or upstairs. Now she's not speaking to me, and told my sister I am embarrassed of her. She also said I prefer my mother-in-law because she's thin, something I have never brought up, and we aren't using my mother-in-law as daycare. I don't think I was mean and wasn't going to mention her weight until she pushed it, but now I think I'm the a-hole because my family is divided. Comment 1. NTA. Sometimes, as the saying goes, the truth hurts. Your concerns are legit and real, and babies/toddlers should have outside time and someone who can handle an emergency situation. Your mom probably just feels awful already and this stung. Hopefully this will help motivate her to want to lose weight so she can be around to watch her grandchild grow up. Sounds like you handled it honestly but gently. Comment 2. NTA. Repeat after me. I am not responsible for any adult's feeling. Your mother is not just overweight. She is morbidly obese. She cannot provide safe care for your child. Now she is trying to guilt you with her she hates me because I'm fat and she's embarrassed by me. Your mother is so selfish. Ignore her drama and reconsider having her visit during your PP time. You do not need her immature guilt trips when you are navigating motherhood. Story 4. I, 38M, have been married to my wife, 36F, for almost 10 years. We bought our home a few years ago and have 2 kids, 6 and 4. Things have been going well, we both work, we've made the house feel like our own, and we finally have a decent routine. Recently, my parents, mid-60s, announced they're selling their house to simplify and asked if they could move in with us for a little while. They said it would be just until they figure out their next steps, maybe 6 to 12 months max. The problem is, I know my parents. A little while could easily turn into forever. They don't get along with my wife that well, they have very different lifestyle habits, and they tend to be overbearing when it comes to our kids. They also don't believe in boundaries, at all. Our house isn't that big. We'd lose the only guest room and likely our sanity. My wife is already anxious just thinking about it. I told them no. I tried to be gentle and said we just don't have the space and need to keep our home private. My mom acted like I slapped her. She cried, told me I was abandoning them in their old age, and said she never thought her own son would turn his back on them. My dad didn't say much, but he clearly agrees with her. Now they're giving me the cold shoulder, and a few extended family members have messaged me saying family comes first and that I should step up. But I really don't think this would be healthy for anyone, not for me, my wife, our kids, or even my parents. Comment 1. I think their plan is to move in with you and your family permanently. They'll insist on the main bedroom suite and interfere with everything. The drawbacks are endless. They should figure things out while they have their own home, not bulldoze into yours. Comment 2. Their request is ridiculous. Also, they're only in their 60s, not their 90s. They can figure out their next steps before they put their house up for sale. There's usually a couple months overlap between the time you buy and sell for you to move into the new house. Or the senior center or the nursing home or whatever. The manipulation is ridiculous. The crying is ridiculous. The guilt tripping is ridiculous. You are absolutely right to tell them no. Let them be distant. Let them be cool towards you. But stick to your guns and your boundaries. Good for you for supporting your wife. Comment 3. NTA Their simplification should not equate to your household complexity. They shouldn't sell their house until they have their next steps figured out. Based on your mother's reaction, they are planning to stay indefinitely. You need to stay firm in your decision and don't let others in the family pull the family comes first card. If they are so concerned, then they can take in your parents while they figure the next step. I, 26M, have been dating my girlfriend, 25F, for almost a year. Soon, I'll be traveling to Las Vegas for a work event. My company is covering my round-trip international flight and expenses during the event. After that, I'm planning to use my vacation days to spend some time in Florida. That part will be paid out of my own pocket, domestic flight, accommodation, food, etc. My girlfriend wants to join me in Florida, but she's not in a good financial situation. I just received my annual bonus, which is just enough to cover my own travel plans. She doesn't have the money and suggested asking her dad to help cover the trip. Here's the thing, I know her family is struggling. They don't have a car, there's often a lack of basic groceries at home, no proper shower stall, no curtains, things like that. So it really doesn't sit right with me that she'd ask her dad for money to go on vacation while those basic needs are unmet. I'd love to travel with her someday, but I feel like this just isn't the right moment. I'm worried she'll take it personally or think I don't want her there. But to me, encouraging her to spend, or borrow, money for this trip feels irresponsible.